Givenchy Royal, street legend, president from Florida. You know what it is. I've been doing this for a minute with you. So that's what it is.
What's going on? It is your girl, Tampa Mystic, and we are live. Where are we at?
Industry's most wanted.
Got a little bit of gun for y'all. Look who I got in the building today. Givenchy Royal, a.k.a. band director. What is going on, family? How you doing?
What's up?
Listen, we had a whole conversation before we
life talks,
life talks, and that's why it's so always good to see you, because you're one of them, honestly, one of the few people that I can have somewhat of an intimate talk with about what's going on with me, and I know I can trust you with that, and vice versa.
Absolutely.
It's good to see you. How you been?
I've been good, man. Been good. I got a real blessed feeling on me right now.
I love that.
Went through a lot of stuff last year, so survived it all.
God is good.
Good, absolutely.
This too shall pass.
Oh, I learned that.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's something that I tell myself, and you and I just had this long conversation of intimate stuff about what we've both experienced, and we got to keep that mindset. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. Because think about all the stuff we've been through, and we're still here to talk about it.
You're still here to talk about it.
Man,
yeah.
That is a fact. So we've known each other for many, many years. And I've literally watched you go through different seasons of your life.
Oh, yeah.
Stats 441, Givenchy Royal.
Absolutely.
Present day band director. Man, congratulations first and foremost on everything. You've done a lot. You've evolved different seasons of your life. When you look back, what do you feel like each of those eras has taught you about who you are?
I think that it's the same thing. If you break your life down into different seasons, like for real, like the winter is gonna show you exactly what you're like, how good you can stay warm, right? The winter is gonna show you how good you can make sure that you find heat. Summer is gonna show you a lot of stuff, like as far as like what can I do to maybe I had to get my body right so I could look right for the summer. Like every season teaches you something about yourself, or makes you reflect on something about yourself that you should have probably started working on, or things that you should have learned. And that's every single season that you go through. So I think like me coming in a season when I was a recording artist, you learn the one thing I learned, that this is, and a lot of artists won't say this, I learned how to suppress my inner diva. Because every artist is a diva. They want everything their way, and then you have a lot of selfishness. And I use the word diva jokingly, but there's a lot of selfishness that you have within yourself that you have to have as an artist. And you learn how to control that. So I think me being an artist, I learned how to control being that person, which made it a lot easier for me to manage artists down the line, and know how to check their egos a little bit more, because I had to check mine. So just like in the season of where I went into managing artists and things of that nature, it was a lot more gratifying when I see them grow within themselves in life.
Yeah.
Forget the music. You become more so of a coach.
Right.
And once I was able to really kind of help people move forward and give them gems and bestow a lot of things on them like that, you start to think about, man, I remember when I went through this. And you can show people, a lot of roadblocks before they even get to them, and show them how to pivot. And then now, like, with me mostly being on the songwriter side, it feels a lot better, because I know that's what I wanted eventually.
Yes.
I wanted to be here and be kind of in the background, and it every single era yielded a different challenge, but every single era is, I respect every single era, but there's nothing like this one right here.
Absolutely. And I feel like we have to go through all those seasons and all them eras and everything. But then again, like you said, there are people that we can help them because we've learned, but they got to want to help themselves too. Yeah. Like the old saying, you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink. I deal with that often. I'm sure you have as well.
Yeah. But I think you can lead a horse to water. You can't make them drink as far as making them drink themselves, but you can take a straw and put it in the water and put it in their mouth. You can help them. Like, I think we lead people to certain things and then we're like, here you go.
Boom.
And I take the credit because I led you there.
Right.
But I don't show you how to. Like, what if the horse doesn't know how to drink? You know, so it's like, yeah, I can't make you drink. Of course I can't make you drink, but you might not even know what we're here for. So I need to be able to, like, you know, help beyond that. I think that's a big thing that I'm doing in my life now. Like, if I can help the person beyond what you've already accomplished, like, then we can accomplish even more and move you into greatness. Like, excellence is one thing, but are we striving for greatness or are we striving for just excellence? And I think once you get that horse to the water, the drinking is the reward. So do you want to get them to the reward, or do you want to get them, you know, in the area and they don't even know what to do in that time? Right,
because some people you literally have to hold their hand a little bit more than others.
You do.
And if it's somebody you believe in, you're willing to do that.
Absolutely.
But then there's some people who just want you to carry them, and we ain't doing that.
There's some people that will. I mean, you got people that will take your time and your generosity for granted.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter what you pour into them. It doesn't matter what you do. Like I said, artists are in their selfish era. So a lot of times they're a lot more loyal to. An artist can be very loyal to their career, more so than loyal to you. And when you've actually gone through certain things and then you're kind of loyal to the person or the situation, you have to kind of check yourself as well and be like, no, I need to be loyal to the situation at hand more so than in the process. Be loyal to your process more so than being loyal to individuals of how they're thinking, because this is a business.
Yes.
So that's where the lines get blurred when, you know, and then, like I said, a lot of people will take advantage of your time and your generosity because it works for them in that season of their life.
Yes.
So, you know, and they take that for granted. Is that something is that on purpose? Sometimes it is.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's not even on purpose. They don't, because they don't know, they haven't been where you, like, I tell my artists this all the time. I was like, everything that you've seen, that you're going to see, I've probably seen a version of it.
Yeah.
In some way, shape, or form, I've probably seen a version of it. But because you've never seen it, you don't care when I'm telling you about it.
Exactly.
You know, and that's just a human nature thing. Like, I can't tell you about something that I've never seen, or, you know, I'm telling you at this point, it's almost like, and not to even go into a religion thing, I'm telling you to believe something that you've never seen. And that's where both sides can kind of, you know, it's
difficult for some people, like you said, to believe something that they've never seen.
Exactly.
And like you said, I truly believe that people do stuff and they are not intentionally doing it. Like, I don't feel like you're on purpose trying to do whatever it may be. But the fact is, you're still doing it.
But you're doing it.
And it's got to be a learning process.
Yeah. And everything comes with a learning curve. But just like you have, like in academics, there's some people who are going to learn faster, better. And there's some people that's going to use the information the proper way. And then there's some people who just don't care.
And everybody learns differently. Like, I'm a visual learner. Like, if I open up a manual and I have to read it, I'm going to be like, but if you visually show me, I'm going to catch it just like
You'll
that.
Catch it just like that.
Yeah. It's a big difference. So let's talk about the name band director. For people who don't know, why the change?
Once again, different season, and me being very musically inclined, being Givenchy Royal as an artist, being Givenchy Royal in my management, you know, in my going into management and everything like that, and just still using that moniker, it's one thing. But when I had a couple of my partners tell me, when I was just like laying in the background, just like chilling, they were like, "You're doing everything. Like you're putting records together, you put these things together, you write for R&B artists, you're in rooms with rappers, you're in room with pop artists, you're in all of these rooms, you're putting all of these things together.
Yes.
Like a band director. And it stuck. And it was over I was at a cigar lounge with a videographer, High Def, and then my homeboy She. We were just sitting there talking, and that's how it came up, and it just stuck, and we ran with it. But me being, musically inclined, playing 7 instruments, it kind of was a name that was cool, and we stuck with it.
So are you still carrying the name Givenchy Royal, and band director is like an extension to that, would you say?
It's they could say Givenchy Royal, the band director, or the band director. It doesn't really matter. Anytime that we're like, when me and Mike are doing anything or working on records, they'll be like, it's written by the band director, something like that. But in business meetings and everything, of course, I'm in there as Givenchy Royal.
Right.
So
okay.
It's my name, and it'll never go anywhere.
Do you feel like adding band director is kind of like the final form of who you are, or are you still evolving with that?
It's the final form, but one thing that it did was it got other eyes that I didn't think that it was going to get.
Okay.
Just because it was, I guess, something different.
Yeah.
Because once people know you by a certain name, they kind of know that they attach that name to a certain role.
Makes sense.
So it was just me doing something, me being able to kind of step away from it, and me being able to lock into more so of a selfish way of thinking, and kind of saying, what can I do for me to actually increase my brand, and then, expound on my own brand. And that's where it came from.
So I feel like you're like in a mogul lane, because you do so many different things. You put a lot of people in positions to do different things, and you have over the years. So being a band director, what does it mean beyond music to you?
It means exactly what it means, being able to put people in position, to empower people, to impart knowledge on people, which is my favorite thing. And being able to be a curator, and being able to be a coach. And it's not always about music. These are things that, I feel like I'm a band director at home. Yeah.
Right.
When it comes to my wife and my child, like I feel like I'm a band director at home. So it's just like, it's kind of a way of, I hate to be cliche and be like, it's a way of life, but it is kind of a way of life of being able to touch a bunch of things at one time, and being able to handle these things at one time, and direct and move within life, whether it's in music, outside of music. It's definitely a piece of me that is a very, very important piece that I have to nurture. Like that person, I have to nurture that. So band director it makes sense in all aspects.
Absolutely, because I feel like not everybody could carry that title.
No. At
all. Like it takes a special individual like yourself who can carry that title, because it truly defines who you are.
And also too, like the one thing is, if anybody's ever played in a band, like a marching band or anything like that, the band director doesn't get the same fanfare as the person who played the solo.
That's facts. Yeah.
Nobody ever goes to see a band play to see the band director conduct.
Correct.
It's not what it is.
Right.
But I love that. The band director can call shots and can do that, and then fade to black and allow everybody else to shine.
So that's the season you're in right now.
Absolutely.
You don't necessarily want the spotlight, but you're helping other people to gain that spotlight 100%. Per se.
There's rooms that I've been in, there's conversations that I've been a part of that have affected the careers of people, and they don't know I was even involved in that conversation. And that happens a lot. And I don't want the fanfare. I don't want to be in there. Like, I don't care that people even know that I do music anymore. Like, I'm literally in that thought process. Like, you don't have to know what I do.
Right.
You just know that I'm doing something. I can get it done if you need it done.
Right. But
it's not about me as much as it is about the band,
Do you think that it's not, I'm not saying you're old, because you're certainly not. Is it because you're the age you are now? Do you feel like that plays a role in not wanting to be in the spotlight? Because I say that because that's how I am. That's why you don't see me out doing events no more. I don't really take, people try to book me and I don't take bookings no more because at this point in my life where I'm at, my home is my peace of mind.
Well, at 40, I don't,
but I ain't gonna lie, you look 25.
That's a good thing.
Your skin looks amazing.
Thank you. Appreciate it. But at 40, honestly, a lot of the things that come along with the industry, I'm just not interested in. I'm not interested. I've never really been interested in doing clubs.
Right.
Like if I had to perform in them, I did.
Yeah.
You booked me for a few of them back in the day. But like if I have to be in a club, cool. But I've never been a clubbing person. So like a lot of stuff, like me being able to be in the background is beautiful because now I can be in the background. Me and my daughter can go wherever. Me and my wife can go wherever, and it's not really an issue. So I don't want that level of fame to where I can't move how I want to move. I'm at peace with that. I don't have to be in a spotlight. Like I said, I want to help people get to a spotlight.
Yes,
but I don't necessarily have to actually do that. You can go to the club. You can go to the parties. You can have all the be online. You can pop it how you want to pop it. But me personally, I'd rather help you out. You can go pop it. Let me go play golf and let me go to the cigar lounge and then I'll be cool.
Right. Like that way you can go out and you're not having people constantly coming up to you. I don't either.
I don't strive for that.
Me neither.
Yeah, at all.
It becomes a lot of pressure on people, like
this day and age is different though. Like in the age of social media, it's different.
Yeah.
It's totally different than when, like I tell people, and this is where it shows my age. When I was an artist, I had to get in a car, I had to buy the merch, buy the flyers, buy the posters, buy the CDs, and I had to go to towns of people that I've never met before.
Right. Complete
strangers. Pull up in a city, jump out on them and say, hey, buy this, and you've never met me a day in your life, but I promise you're gonna love it.
Right.
That's a different type of grind.
Yes.
That's a different type of hustle. I'm not of the hustle of where I just want to actually say, let me post all day long. And people are more invasive. And then you're not just meeting, you can meet new people, but you're not meeting people. It's one thing to pull up on you.
Yes.
And then I can kind of get your energy and be like, you know what? You not feeling this? Let me go over here.
Yeah.
And I can get your energy now. Now you're seeing everybody's highlight reel. You're meeting the best of everybody.
Exactly.
So you don't know. That's why a lot of people run into more fake people now.
Right.
You run into more scams. You run into more things. And I'm just not, after a certain amount of time, once you get to a certain age, it's not that you don't want to do these things. It's that you've seen a lot.
Yes.
You've seen a lot more. So you're not willing to tolerate certain things that you would probably tolerate as being young. And then a lot of things that were important to you in your 20s definitely weren't important to you in your 30s. And then in your 40s, it's not even important to you at all. You don't even care about it. Like we had a big thing, like we're more worried about, hey, I need to make sure that I'm old technically longer than I'm young.
Exactly.
I need to make sure that I'm old as long as I can be old. And that's all that you're worried about.
You're right. I had seen one of the Wayans brothers and he said that he's in his 50s and he said, in reality, I probably got more years behind me than I do ahead of me at this point in life. So it's like, we've got to protect our peace. And where I'm at right now, if I wasn't doing this, I would not be on social media the way I am because
it would be gone.
I don't like
altogether.
People having as much access to me as they do. Like people, think about it. Any given time, they can jump in your DM. They have access to you. That gives me anxiety sometimes.
And I think because of the access that people have to each other now, people feel entitled or they feel like they can.
Yes.
That they want a response from you just because. And it's not that.
Right.
It's not that.
Because I'll get people who will message me. We'll say someone messaged me right now. One thing I'm not going to do in the middle of this is pick up my phone and check. That's so rude. They'll come back and they'll be like, hello, like I'm ignoring them. I'm like, bro, I'm in the middle of an interview. Am I supposed to stop what I'm doing to respond to your DM Bro, I have a whole life outside of social media.
I'm also, one thing that I do love is being in a position now to where at one point in time I had to kind of respond to those things.
Right.
I don't have to respond to anything I don't want to respond to now. Also, too, I realize there's a whole bunch of things that we have to pay for.
Yes.
In this world.
Yes.
Everything is expensive.
Yes.
It doesn't matter whether we're talking about grocery shopping, if we're talking about cars, if we're talking about property tax, if we're talking about everything that's so expensive right now. And we're living in a world that everybody's trying to find where the next check is coming from or how to increase the check that they're getting.
Right.
The one thing that is free is a block button.
Send them to the block party.
It does not cost me anything to remove you out of my universe. Does not cost anything. It is absolutely free, and that protects my peace. If it protects my peace, I don't care who you are. You have to be removed.
100%.
So yeah, that's in a world where we got to pay for everything. That's the one. You do not have to pay for the block button.
Exactly.
Remove these people out of your life, and then people will literally be a glutton for punishment and let these things keep happening over and over and over again. Protect your peace, people. Stop feeling like you have to do certain things because you feel like if I don't do this, I'm going to miss this opportunity. Well, the opportunity wasn't for you in the first place.
Period. So
do things with your peace in mind first, and then go from there, and then everything will fall how it's supposed to fall for you.
100%. It's ironic that you're saying that, because one of my, I don't do resolutions, but I do set goals for myself. Mm-hmm. One thing I told myself at the top of this year was, I am no longer going to go down these rabbit holes with anybody. At the first sign of any type of red flag, I end it right there. Mm-hmm. Because what I used to allow people to do is go back and forth with me. Yeah. And I'd be like, I got time today. I don't do that no more. When I tell you, so far this year, my peace has been so much more like elevated, because I'll cut the conversation. They won't hear back from me no more. If I block you, I'm gonna block you from all my Instagrams, because I got multiple.
You know what I stopped doing? Because that just made me think about the one thing I stopped doing. I stopped doing this was more so, and I don't do resolutions either, but it was something that I started.
Yeah.
To make sure I did. I would randomly call people and pour into them. And I mean pour into them, like we'll be on the phone for a couple of hours, and I would just randomly do that. And at some point in time, I was just like, man, nobody calls my phone.
Right.
And randomly pours into me.
You.
None of the people that I do it to. And I'm grateful for everything that they got. And then I was like, I'm tired of being the hype man, because when I need one, I can't find one.
Right.
So when I stopped doing that, I was like, I'm thinking, if I stop doing this, it's going to block my blessings. It opened up a floodgate of blessings. And when you need to be poured into, you have conversations like we did before this started.
We poured into each other.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're going to find it, but you're going to find it from a place where it's a give and take.
Yes.
And I just stopped doing that. When I stopped doing that, it's like you just stop caring.
Exactly.
You know? And so like that was a beautiful thing that I did for my own peace.
As you should. And it's like, if someone don't like me, that's their problem. Mm-hmm. It's not my business. And I tell people too, like, I've had people will come to me, far and few in between, fortunately, but they'll, someone said this about you. I'm like, why are you telling me this? Mm-hmm. I don't care what other people think about me.
Right.
What am I going to do? Run back and tell that person you said this, and now I start a whole whirlwind of crap? Why
Those
are you?
The seasons, but once again, I said seasons teach you about yourself. Once upon a time, in a season before, that would bother us.
Yes, because I used to
address it.
I would be a people pleaser.
Yeah,
I wanted everybody to like me. Now I don't give a damn. If you don't like me, that's your problem. That's a you problem.
Exactly. That's a you problem. That has nothing to do with me, because at the end of the day, once again, the block button is free, figuratively and actually. Like, it's, sometimes you got to block people out of your life.
Yes.
And sometimes you just got to block certain energies and not allow certain things to come in. You can come in, like, as soon as you come in like this, you can talk to yourself. It really doesn't it's not going to get a rise out of me. So I don't let things bother me. Like we know what's going on in the world right now. Everything that's going on in the world, I've been able to really internalize things a little bit differently.
Yeah.
And see if I can't help this right now, I'm not going to stress this. I understand that this is going on, but I'm not going to stress over something that I'm not prepared to go change. If I'm not prepared to go change it, I'm not about to sit here and we can go back and forth about it all day long. Like that does nothing to us, but literally take days off our life because we stressing so bad about something. But if I'm ready to put a plan in place to go attack it, go get the right people, get the right funding to go change this, then I will be overly passionate about it. But I can't be overly passionate about something when I got those two girls at the house that I got to worry about. Those two girls being my wife and my daughter.
Yeah.
So I'm going to worry about what they need first, and then we can kind of go start worrying about everything else. But I see that so many people are so worried about so many things that are going on the outside that they don't understand that the people that you got that are in your corner and the people that are really there for you, or the people that will pour into you, those are the people that you need to stress. If you are going through something and I'm like, okay, I hit Tampa, she hit me back, that'll bother me a lot more because I'm like, well, she don't never not hit me back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if somebody else, I'm not worried about nothing that's going on.
Exactly. No, you're right. I feel the same way. Like if I had hit you and I see you posting on social media and you ain't responding to me, I'm like, what's going on? Because you and I have history.
Right.
We've been fam for a long time. But these randoms, and think about too, a lot of these people on social media, we've never even met them.
Never.
Why are we allowing them to disrupt our peace?
We're also in a day and age where people feel like they know you. They don't know you, and they feel like them meeting you for the first time, they should get the attention of a person that knows you, and that's not how this works.
Agreed.
That's not how this works in life.
How important is it to you to keep like a lot of your family stuff offline?
Because I was so kind of trained in doing it as an artist, it's not as hard for me to do that. I've gotten a lot better now with putting a lot more like and being out there, but it's not hard to keep that stuff offline, but it benefits me to keep a lot of things because I do like to have something for myself.
It's sacred.
I like to enjoy things for myself. Everything doesn't need a picture. Everything doesn't need a post. Everything doesn't need a highlight. Everything doesn't have to be a highlight because, like I said, Instagram and social media, everybody's posting their highlight reel. You know what I'm saying? And everything doesn't need, your highlights don't always need to be shared with everyone. Like your wins don't need to be shared with everyone.
Absolutely.
Your wins don't even have to be discussed with everyone. I think it's very, 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 there's a healthy balance in it. Because you don't want people to feel like you're hiding something, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like it's not that hard to do it. But I think it's needed. I think more people need to do it, honestly. But I also come from an era where our superstars, we didn't know what they had going on.
Exactly. Exactly. And what you said was key. You said a healthy balance because like you said, you don't want necessarily people think you're trying to hide, like if you have a significant other or whatever, but you don't want to put too much of it out there, especially if you have small kids. What if they become adults and like, man, I hate that you put me all out there on social media. Like no shade, because there's some people that's all they do. Their entire Instagram is based around their kids.
Yeah.
What if them kids grow up and resent that? What if they don't want to be a spectacle and in the spotlight? Well,
also too, you have that, and then there's another side of it where you don't want to show so much of the way that the world is crazy now. So we know you don't want to show so much of your loved ones in a certain aspect because you don't know what somebody will do if they recognize them, whether it's just run up on them or anything like that. Like it's like I said, there's a healthy balance in it. But if it's a dress or something like that, like my wife has told me multiple times, like you didn't post me on such and such, and she's not even that person, and then I have to be like, you know what, I didn't. Yeah, my bad. So let me fix that. But still, There's a balance.
It's a balance. Absolutely. So if an artist is just starting out, they're coming into this music business, at what point should they not only think as themselves as an artist, but they got to start getting in boss mode? Like they got to start bossing up
from day one. Nowadays, like all of the, I know I got a bunch of partners that have gone to Full Sail, have gone to, you know, got degrees and have learned the music industry back and forth, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the information that they had to pay for is available right now. We got podcasts, we have YouTube, we have Google, we have ChatGPT. We got so many outlets of learning what it is. And I always tell artists that the music business is the only place where people don't want to do business.
Agreed.
And if you go to any other job, you get hired at a job, the first thing you want to know is, when do I get paid? How much do I get paid? Right?
Absolutely.
Those two things. They're not even in that order. Like how much am I going to get paid? And when do you cut me the check?
Right.
Then the third thing is what? What do I need to do to get paid? You want to know your job description. You want to know what time you got to be there. You want to know what you have to do to make sure that you get a check, right? The music business is like, here, I created this.
And then nothing.
How do you get paid for that? I want you to pay me for it. I want to be Beyonce. I want to be Jay-Z. I want to be Kendrick. I want to be this big artist. I want to be this big star. But I don't know business. So then what do you have? You have the music business is the only place where you have all of these other people tell you, I know the business. I can do the business for you. So now you have to trust these people to be your business brain.
Right.
I don't want you to trust me to be your business brain 100%. Because if there's any time that I'm not there, you don't even know the red flags.
Exactly.
So you should know the business from day one. Study the business. I'm not telling anybody to, like, if you're an artist and school is not your thing, I'm not telling you to go to, I'm just telling you, look it up. Look up the difference between performance and mechanical royalties and how you even get them. Look up the difference between, you know, like the type of deals that you can actually get, a record deal versus a publishing deal. Like, look up these things so you know, you're not going to know everything. My favorite saying that I tell people is, I don't know everything, but I know a little bit about a lot.
I love that one too. Like,
you need to know something, because but I also know, if I don't know this, I know who to go ask. I know what to say and say, okay, look, I don't know this, but how do I actually get this? And then I can take the answer back to whoever I need to take it to, or use it for myself. But if you're not trying to create your own center of information, everybody wants their followers, and everybody wants their flowers, and everybody wants their, the bells and the whistles. Everybody wants that, but they don't create their business wall. When I say your business wall, who's handling, like, do you have management, or do you even know how to manage yourself? Like, how would you, like, what type of manager you want to look for to be able to manage you, right?
Right.
Then when you get to a certain point, you're going to need a business manager. That ain't the same person as the person that's actually just booking everything. This business manager is handling a whole lot more other stuff. And then who's your attorney? Who's your lawyer?
Right.
All of those three different things. Understand this, people. All three of those people that I just said, all three of them can negotiate deals for you. Your lawyer can negotiate deals on your behalf and go find you deals on your behalf. Your manager can do that. Your business manager can do that. Some people go after a manager that don't need management.
There's nothing for them to manage.
There's nothing.
It's like, what am I going to manage? So, okay, Tampa Mystic decides tomorrow, I want to become a music artist. What are going to be the first 2 to 3 steps that you would say immediately out the gate? Because we can't do everything all at once. It's going to come in time. But what are like 2 or 3 things that I absolutely have to do if I decide to become a music artist tomorrow?
What do you want out of this?
So that's going to be the first thing.
First question I'm asking, what do you want out of this? So hypothetically, you're saying,
I'm going to say I want to make a little bit of money. I want to be able to take care of my family and maybe a little bit of fame to go along with it.
All right. Do you want this you want to be an artist, right?
Yes. And I want to be able to do it full time.
Okay, cool. So right now, if I asked you, what is your brand? What do you want your brand to be? What would you say? And
what if somebody says, I don't know?
Then go find it. Go find it. Figure it out. Like there's right now, if you're starting at the beginning, you don't have Beyonce's team.
Right.
You don't have the PR. You don't have anything. What do you want? Like when you give your music and you give yourself to people, what do you want them to think about you?
Right.
Now we have a thing where people want to go viral.
Yes.
My thing is, be careful what you go viral for. There's a lot of comedians right now, right?
Yeah.
Online that make you laugh. I mean, you watch their reels all day. They make you laugh. Like you following them because they're funny.
Yes.
Then one day they post their music. Make me laugh again.
Exactly.
I don't care about that. So now be careful what you go viral for. Be very deliberate in what you want. Don't just say, hey, I want to go viral, so I'm going to go do something with this person. I'm going to do something. Like, what do you want to do? What sound do you want to do? If you want to do a certain type of music, don't just do it because it's a trend. Do that and make sure that you're building on that. If you want people to know you for that, you have to let people know. Like back in the day, guys, there was things called development deals.
Yeah,
right. You would get signed, but you wouldn't release a record for 2 years. Because they were teaching you how to walk, talk, sing, stand, respond, media training. They were teaching you all of these things before they could put you in front of a camera. They had you performing in malls. Do you remember that? Like when they would have you performing in malls, they would have you performing all these different places. We don't have showcases like that anymore. They had you performing all over the place before they can actually put you out. Artist development is dead.
Yes.
Find someone who knows how to help you develop as an artist. Stop just trying to say, I need a manager. Okay, no. Does that manager know how to help you develop as an artist? Do they know how to curate a sound for you? That's one thing that people come to me for. We need a sound for this artist. So me and Michael Knight will go in here. We're going to find the sound for the artist.
Right.
And something that they can identify with you. Because if now you're saying, I'm going to do a pop song, I'm going to do a rap song, then I want to sing, I want to do all. Be careful what you go viral for, and be careful what people know you for, because you might have to get stuck in that bubble. So find out who you are as an artist, and there's no magic button for me to tell you who you want to be. You might want to be, like I said, you might want to be Beyonce. I might look at you and be like, you're not going to be Beyonce, but you could be Summer Walker.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And there's no bad thing in that. It's just that one is a super, super, super mega star, and the other one is an overly successful R&B artist. But what do you want to be?
And it's like kind of into the film world. If you play the same role all the time, you become cast type. Mm-hmm. If you do, like you said, go viral for this, but then now you try to give them this,
right?
They're gonna be like, no, I want this again.
They're gonna want that again.
Yeah. So that was a great analogy. Thank you for breaking that down, because I feel like a lot of people try to chase them viral moments just to get their name out there. Mm-hmm. But then once they build the audience based upon being funny, and then they try to now give them the rapper side, people are like, no, I want the funny side. I don't care about your music.
I don't care. I don't even care. And like I said, I'm guilty of literally doing that and seeing it. And the music might be really good. It might be really good, but you've made me laugh, and I'm here because you are a comedian. Like that's what I'm here for. Yeah. It's a like there's so many comedians out there that are super, super talented.
Yes.
Musically. Super talented, and nobody cares.
Like Jamie Foxx, I feel like he's so talented on the music side, but people love him as an actor.
But here's also the thing. When Jamie Foxx had his show, he always sang on his show.
Right, he incorporated it from early on.
So when he also worked as a person who did jingles.
Yes.
So there were things on the show where you heard him singing, and he always displayed it, even down to where he had the song that he wrote about Fancy, and then they performed it at the wedding and all that stuff. He was always telling you, I do this too. So when you were able to, so when he did it, you weren't just like, what, like where did that come from? You knew, like, you were like, oh, yo, if he ever does it, and he incorporated it in his stand-up.
Yes.
He would get up there and he would play the piano and make songs in his stand-up comedy.
Yes.
So he was telling you automatically, I'm an artist on top of being a comedian. I can make you laugh, but I can also affect you this way. So when he came out with an album, that's why it was successful.
That's a perfect example right there.
That's why it was successful.
Yeah.
Like, you knew him, like you knew Jamie Foxx as an entertainer.
Yes.
We don't have that anymore. You knew the Rat Pack as entertainers.
Yes.
Michael Jackson was an entertainer.
Man, yes.
Like, we had entertainers. And like, when you think about people like Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis, they were in movies. Mm-hmm. They did certain things. They were entertainers on a full scale. Jamie Foxx is in that category where he's an absolute entertainer.
Yes.
But if Jamie Foxx literally just gave us straight comedy, and then all of a sudden comes out with a song, we're like, the funny dude singing.
Right.
We don't care.
We don't care. We just want you to make me laugh.
We just want you to make me laugh. Like, that's why, like, Will Smith was able to be a rapper, and then he went on to be an actor, and then you loved it. But when he came back and did Men in Black, the song, and all the Wild Wild West song, you didn't look at him like, why are you doing it? You gave us all of that before.
Absolutely.
We know what you do.
So day one, you should really focus on what it is that you want to be known
what
for.
You want to
even
do.
If it's multiple things.
If it's multiple things, then you need to figure out a way to incorporate both things together.
Like Jamie Foxx was a perfect example.
Perfect example.
Yeah.
So if you want to be funny, that's cool. Be funny, but incorporate music in your thing. Be the person who, I don't know, do skits in a studio where you have, like, where you become the overbearing, whatever you want to do. Like, you can have, like, you can create a character that's an artist that's probably getting on the engineer's nerves, but then the song turns out to be fire every time. So, like, anything that you can actually do to make people understand, I'm funny, but I'm raw too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can put them both together, but know what you want to do, because as soon as you go viral for one thing, that's millions of people now seeing you. When Jamie Foxx had to be pushed to millions of people, right, in some type of way. Right now, you can push yourself to 1 million people.
Times are different.
Times are totally different. So now there's nobody curating any atmosphere around you.
Correct.
To be able to say, this is what we're delivering to the masses. Now it's like, I hit send and it posted. I woke up the next morning, 10 million people saw it.
That's right.
So now 10 million people just laughed. They just laughed. 10 million people that thought you were hilarious. They done shared it. They did all of this. So now what's their mindset is, okay, I'm gonna do that again. So I'm gonna be funny again. I'm gonna be funny again. Oh, now I got the following, because they think every following is not made the same, y'all. Some people are there for that.
Facts.
So if they're there for, like, rapping, don't just start rapping and then all of a sudden you just do comedy, because then they're like, okay, I don't know which one I want to do, or like which one I want to fall in love with.
Exactly.
And then when you split your fan base, you've lost your fan base.
And I feel like I've seen that happen with a couple of people. Obviously, I won't call out their name, but I can think of one person in particular. They got famous off of doing funny skits and stuff. Then they tried to turn to the music lane, and it completely flopped for them. It completely flopped for them, because people, like you said, partially because the music wasn't that great, but I guess they felt like because they had millions of followers from doing this, that over here,
that they were just going to automatically.
It doesn't work. No. What would you say is like one of the biggest lessons in this business that's humbled you? Like, that really, like, man, that just humbled me, that I learned that lesson in this music business.
That you're not as dope as you think you are. There's always somebody doper. You can be super, super dope, and you can take the necessary steps, but you can walk into a situation overly confident with your chest out, which is something that every artist should be doing, right? But you might not have, like, just how you have a bad day, at anything that you do, like you might do an interview, right?
Yeah.
And you might be like, man, I should have asked this question. Interview's over now. It's like, man.
And I've had days like that.
And like, so you weren't perfect that day, right? So you were off.
Yes.
That moment will humble you and make you and like, cause you might see them, like say they do another interview, right? And you see them interviewing and that person asks the question that you wanted to ask.
Oh
man,
I had my chance.
You know what I'm saying? But now at that point, you got to humble yourself and be like, you know what? I'm gonna be more prepared to make sure that I ask the question next time. If I really wanted to know that, I'll prepare for it. It's the same way. Like I've had so many moments in my career where I was just like, yeah, that didn't connect like you thought it was going to connect, or like I mean, even in like every level, like if you're managing somebody and you feel like this artist is dope, and then they do something and you like, I could have had them more prepared for it.
Right. And
a lot of that may fall back on you because you might be the one that put the play together and then it does not happen. Like I've actually booked a show for an artist. They got paid and everything. It was a paid show. There was no one in the crowd. Now, here's where the thing is. That's not my fault because you could have promoted your whole thing.
Correct.
But your artist is going to look at you and say,
they're going to think it's your fault.
Yes. Even though they got paid. But now you have to, like, that's a humbling moment because you don't look like Superman to them anymore.
Right.
In that moment, you are not Superman. You are, hey, man, what's going on? Like, and then it's easy for an artist to lose their confidence like that.
Yes.
And to feel like this isn't worth it. And now you have to go back to the drawing board and be like, no, you are dope. You are super dope. They messed up. These are the things that messed up. And then, so there's a lot of moments that'll humble you. If you're not being humbled in life, you're not growing in life.
100%. I feel like we take those as learning lessons because what you said was a perfect scenario. Because I remember when I first started, I used to wing it with my interviews. Now I have notes and I literally prepare a day or two in advance and I've got notes that I can reference. Like some people hold cue cards. I use my laptop. Right. That's just my method.
But you can also go back now because you do that.
Yes.
You can go back and look at old interviews and then you can see growth.
Exactly.
That's what I said. So you were humbled into growth.
Yes.
If you're not ever humbled, you're going to always think that you're here.
Man.
You know, and sometimes humbling is not even to, there's a negative thought around humbling too. I think that people think that you're humbled and you're knocked down. Being humbled is to make you think and to make you understand what was wrong. And if you take the humbling as a tool to use, because humbling is just a mirror.
Yeah.
It's showing you everything that happened. But if you just actually get hurt and you're just like, I'm down at the bottom, that's not being humbled. Being humbled is like, you like, okay, cool. I have to sit in this now. What happened? What was messed up? What could I have done? What could we? And then you can change yourself. And that's on any aspect in life. Humbling should be a mirror more so than it should be something that you look at as being a negative thing that you are knocked down to the bottom. You're not knocked down to the bottom. You just got a mirror shoved in your face about what happened.
Absolutely. And I feel like if we start finding a positive in every scenario, man, our life will be so much more.
We just talked about that.
We just talked about that. Exactly. And it's funny because I don't even know the guy's name, but I see him come down my timeline a lot. And he made a message about that the other day. He's like, watch how your life will change. If every scenario that happens, you find something positive versus focusing on the negative, like we talked about, we'll have such more peace of mind. Like life will be so much better. And I'm like, I have to work on implementing that. Because I tell others to do it, but I struggle with doing it myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I know this is what we're supposed to do.
Right.
I'll preach it upon you, but I'm like, I gotta preach it upon myself. And
there was a situation that we had that was super humbling for me. The coast to coast thing, it was 2013, something like that.
Yeah, we've been rocking a long time.
2013. And I remember I was living in Charlotte at the time. I booked at this show. Now at this show, K Camp performed, Lil Donald performed, Deb Antony was in the house, Young Jock was in the house. Like it was crazy. And I got invited kind of based off of my relationship with you, and then you like rocking with me. So I got put on the show as well.
Yeah.
Well, of course, how the night goes, I didn't actually get a chance to perform, but I had already driven down, and multiple people had driven down to actually see me perform.
Yeah.
It was a crazy experience because my manager at the time is running through the building trying to figure out what's going on. He can't, so he's feeling like he's just failing. Everything that was going on was kind of out of your hands at the time. So we're just like, we're not knowing exactly what's going on. And I remember sitting in the car and just being so defeated. And at one point in time, he's like, what could we have done better? I said, we could have been hotter. If we were hotter,
you would have been on that stage. Right.
If we probably did this thing, and it made us be like, you know what? They're not going to be able to do that. They're going to know who you are. So if you wouldn't have been somebody that they had to leave off.
Absolutely.
You know, and they didn't, it's not like it wasn't because of that. It was just literally a time thing.
Right.
It was a time thing, and it was kind of running over. So it was like, there was a couple of, I wasn't the only one.
Right.
There's a few artists that weren't able to do it, but every artist in the building had some type of name.
Yes.
Right. But I got left off, and I was just like, yeah, it was like, we could have been hotter. That was the humbling moment that we could have easily been like, man, this ain't even worth it. And being humble can make you be like, okay, this isn't worth it. Or you can look at it in a mirror and say, if we were hotter, if we did this, let's do this now. Let's take this approach. And it makes you think. Thinking grows. That's why you have think meetings. Like a lot of times, most meetings are literally a meeting of the minds of you trying to figure out how something can actually work. You know, and that's what we did at that time, and then it helped grow. And then when I released the project, the Givenchy Code, it did amazing. But we had to shift and be like, okay, we can't just move the exact same way, because that could happen again, and you don't want to ever have that happen again. So.
Absolutely, because you think about like coming from someone who did showcases for more than a decade. I probably did them for 13 years. You've got your lineup.
Right.
If this big artist walks to the front door, I'm going to put everything on hold to put that person on stage. I'm going to make sure that they get their shine that night, because they got to be, I've done that on multiple occasions. You know what I'm saying? K-Camp was a perfect example. Like him and his crew came through. I made sure that they got a time slot on that stage. And it's like, it's not to throw shade at these other artists, but they've earned that type of spotlight. So you're absolutely, that was a great example right there.
Yeah.
And it's just a learning lesson.
But then you had me on stage with, rest in peace, Shout It Low. You had me on stage.
Yes. Yeah. For my birthday bash.
Yeah, man.
That was dope. That was a beautiful night, wasn't it?
It was.
So what would you say separates someone from that they want to be famous versus somebody who's actually building a legacy?
Fame can come without the legacy. Fame just means that you're known, that people will recognize you.
Yeah.
That could come with a financial bonus, or that can come with you just going viral. You can become famous by just going viral and still be, either check to check or
broke,
almost homeless. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you can be famous. There's a lot of famous people. And think about this. You can be here, and just because you fall here doesn't make you less famous. It's just now people are seeing you and recognizing you at that low point. Building a legacy is something that is not always, it's not seen till it's over. Like you're building a legacy, like you can look at it and you don't ever say, this man is building a legacy. You look back and you say, man, look at the legacy. The legacy is something now you can reflect on. You don't know that you're building that.
Right.
But you can be you can be somebody who's 94 years old, and then now you're looking at all your grandkids and your kids and everything like that. And you're like, man, you really built a legacy. I think the legacy doesn't necessarily have to come with fame. Like sometimes they do go together, but you can be, like I said, you can be famous and not have a great legacy.
Right.
Or you can just build a legacy. And I think that's just something that you just, once again, understanding what humbling is to you, understanding that you need to just keep evolving, and you keep evolving and keep elevating. Your legacy is being left behind you. You just can't see it. And unfortunately, I don't think that, I'm a strong believer in, I don't think we really ever see our legacy. You can give somebody a lifetime achievement award, and then they can kind of see what their legacy is.
Right.
But most legacies don't come with lifetime achievement awards.
Facts. That's far and few in between.
I think that we don't see our legacy. I think somebody stands over you and tells everybody about your legacy eventually. But you know, it's a, you know, you don't necessarily have to have. They're not together.
Right. Because you think about some of these, like we'll say some of these biggest corporations. We don't know who the owner is.
No.
We know the brand.
Yep.
It's making them wealthy, but their owner's not famous. Like I can't tell you who is the top dog over at Coca-Cola. I have no idea. And they probably don't care.
Right.
Because
their legacy is being built.
Exactly.
Their legacy is being built. And like I said, when it's all said and done, and then they do their retirement party and everybody's like, hey, they've been here for 25, 30 years.
Right.
And they've done this, and this is the companies that they've ran and all of that stuff. You can get that. But then also too, you might be the single mom who literally gets no applause ever. Nobody ever applauded you in your life, and then you're just going and going and going and going. And then when you look up and you're like, man, I had 2 kids. They had, so now my grandkids are like, then you can like look at the legacy. But once again, because it's unsung, she might not even see it.
Right.
And it's when everybody's looking at your legacy and being like, what you left. So
I feel like that's why it's important that the people that we really love, we have to celebrate them while they're here. Celebrate them. We see a lot of this on social media. People will never talk about a certain person until they're gone. Now they're posting about them and they're weeping and they're sad. And it's like, why didn't you celebrate them? And I understand we can't celebrate them every single day.
Right.
But if you care about that artist enough or that celebrity enough, celebrate them while they're here. Share their stuff. Post their stuff.
I think life is built off of out of sight, out of mind. And a lot of times, like when people pass on, sometimes they pass on at their peak.
Right.
Sometimes they don't.
Right.
They're still famous, but they're out of sight. So if they're out of sight, you got so much stuff going on in your life, you don't know what's going on. When that person passes, then now it's like, oh, I remember their legacy.
Right.
And then you start to actually do that. But I think people do that with, I get annoyed when people do that with celebrities, but they don't do that with true loved ones. Right. It's not the same fanfare or energy that they actually have sometimes. I was telling somebody the other day, like in 21, I remember my brother passed in 21, and then in 24 my aunt passed, which is my mom's sister. And then last year my dad and my grandmother passed 2 months apart. Man. So I'm now at a thing where I've always celebrated them for these reasons. I always said my brother got me into recording. I wanted to be a recording artist like him. My dad was the one that gave me records and made me play records and made me study records and made me study artists, which sparked my thought process of wanting to write songs at a young age. My grandmother was pretty much my first manager. Like, she's the one that put me on stage, put me, in those environments. So my aunt, the one that passed, she's the one that got me my love for R&B. So she introduced me to the Shantae Moores, the Sade's, Robert. We ain't gonna say his whole name. Robert, because
R. Kelly.
R. Kelly.
I'm gonna say it.
Good. Because he's my favorite artist ever.
He's my me too.
Okay, so
I spoke on that the other day too.
We're good. But she introduced me to that whole thing. So I say now, like, it's crazy because doing music is a little bit more of it doesn't mean as much. It's fun. It's great. It doesn't mean as much because every single one of my musical inspirations are gone.
That makes so much sense.
Every last one. But when they were here, I always told them what they gave me in the music. You know what I'm saying? So so their flowers were always given to them.
Yes.
But once that's actually wiped out, so now when it comes to celebrity, I'm not one of those celebrity people.
Yeah.
I think a lot of because I'm in the role that I'm in, if a celebrity passes that I knew,
right,
then I'm a little bit more like when Trouble passed. I remember when I moved to Atlanta, anytime I say Trouble out, he like, man, come over here. He got me drinking Hennessy out the bottle with him. And I was like, man, like he was always a cool dude. So when he passed, it kind of really affected me because I was like, this dude was a cool dude, didn't know me from a can of paint.
Built a relationship.
Every time we saw each other, or if I performed on a show with him and everything like that, we vibed out, you know what I'm saying? But we weren't best friends, but it kind of affected me differently.
Of course.
But when some other artists or anything, or celebrities pass, I make it a point not to be that guy.
I agree.
I make it a point not to be that guy.
It's like I respect their career, but if I wasn't in tune with them, I've never met them, never had a conversation with them, I'm not going to be online crying about it. You know, it's
I'm a realist though. Like, just because you pass, that does not spark an emotional attachment to you for me.
Absolutely.
And I don't think that it's wrong if you're just like, that doesn't affect me. It's not going to affect you. Like, It's the same thing. Like if you know somebody who says, hey, I got to go to a funeral. Okay, cool. You got to go to a funeral. And they're like, I got to go to a funeral for my aunt. You don't know that connection that they had, but you have none to that. So you don't even care. Like you're like, oh, such and such is at a funeral.
Right.
And you may never check on that person.
Right.
You know, so I always say keep that same energy. Like when there's a person that you never know, they really got family and friends that are really messed up. Now, because they have probably giving you something through their art, they giving you something. It's okay to be whatever, but some of these posts, like, yo,
it's corny to me.
They overdo it.
It's
like
corny.
I was just talking to you. Really?
Then they screenshot, like if they had one DM with them from 15 years ago, they screenshot it and post it, and yeah. And now if that's somebody that you had a relationship with, different story. But
you can kind of tell when certain people are really like kind of messed up. Like when Kova, like there's an artist, Kova, young talented artist, she ended up passing away not too long ago. And then of course you had you had people saying what they were saying, but you could tell there were like a couple of people that were really, really close to her.
Yeah.
Their posts just sound different. If they're posting pictures, these are like recent pictures that they, so you could tell that was a different type of relationship that they had with her, but
it wasn't a passing. I met him at the gas station and flicked it up real quick. I'm not doing that. And especially if I have never met them, I'm not going to lie and say that I have this emotional attachment. I can be upset that it happened. And, if it's a huge figure in life that can do something, like if something happened, to Michael Jordan, I'm posting everything for like right, because that's
a whole week.
Right, because that's someone who's had a true impact on you.
Right.
Big difference. Big difference. Okay, so you've worked with and around a lot of women in the industry for years, right? How do you think female artists should move differently, like in today's climate?
Ooh. It's so difficult for them now. And I think more than any other time, it's time for them to be very, very deliberate on how they want to be perceived. It's the same way I say, how this was a big thing, especially when I was in coming up in as an artist, when dudes would rap about killing, selling drugs, doing all of this stuff, when they were going, like I was saying, I was going to city. I've seen artists get tried because people wanted to test that. You know what I'm saying?
Like, you talk about this.
About this. Are you really about that?
This, yeah.
And they were tested a lot. Women, now is a time where we're in an over-sexed environment. Mm-hmm. If you're not really on that, understand that people are going to try you because they feel like you have granted access. So I'm telling a story about it. There was an artist who who reached out to me. Like I have a knack, like I'm very good at managing and helping develop female artists. So I've had a number of female artists that I've helped develop, and I've had a few female artists that I've been brought in to help with ideas and things like that are, very, very successful. So I get it a lot for females to really come to me. This one particular female comes to me, and I know for a fact, I know her boyfriend. I know her energy. I just know who she is. I know what type of person she is. And I'm like, this is dope. She's like, yeah, I just want to get my music off the ground. I was like, you do music? Cool. Bet. No problem. She's the most wholesome, been with this dude forever. It's just this great human being. I'm thinking that, you about to give me some music that's like cool, and we about to figure it out. I love doing that, like hearing them be like, oh, we can fix this. This is what we can do. We can make it this. I said, send me a song. She sent me the most vulgar song, and I knew 100% that wasn't her. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to work with you if that's what you want to do, because this is not really you.
Right.
This is not what you actually do. Now, this big giant dude that you go home to every day is going to be pissed off, because there are going to be dudes that's going to come at you and try you because you sound like it's access.
Right.
Women have to be very, very and as y'all, I know it sucks, and I'm not trying to actually do the double standard thing, but this is with dudes too. You have to be very, very deliberate in how you want to be perceived, especially nowadays, because it's just the comment section that you have to deal with now. You have to deal with people coming at you.
Yep.
Women, you have to deal with engineers in the studio, producers in the studio, executives in the studio, trying to come at you a certain way, because at the end of the day, I don't care what position a person is in, they're a human. And there's human error, and there's good people, and there's bad people, and there's people in the middle. And those people in the middle and the bad people will probably try you.
Yes.
They will probably try you. Be very deliberate in what you want to actually do. Now, if that's you, stand on it. But it's the same thing. Like, you don't want anybody to come at you sideways or say anything at you sideways. Don't just be very deliberate in how you want to be perceived. And if you, whatever that is, just stand on it. I understand that everybody, because we're in an oversex time, they want to do more vulgar records. I remember when vulgar records was like, you heard the vulgar record on the album, you was like, oh my God, like this is crazy. Now that's the whole album. Then you got one song about, I made it out the struggle. Well, what happened? You was having sex the whole time, and then now you made it out of struggle. It's the whole, like, it's just a different time. So I think when you really look at and also study what you're trying to be. If you want to be Beyonce, there's a level of, and I just use her because she's just top, so it's just hypothetical, but if that's what you want to be, study what you want to be. Yes. You're not going to ever be that person because they're an individual, but study certain things, study how they move, study all those things. But if you look at it, a lot of the times there's a lot of women that are being very, very, very vulgar, and then eventually they hit a ceiling. Yeah. And then you have some that are being able to just transcend that because they can give you that if they want to, because that's just life. Like, that's a part of life, of course, but they can give you a little bit more of themselves, and they're giving you a lot more substance. And those are the ones that are really thriving because it's not all that. It might be that on a couple of records, but it's not all that. And just be very, make yourself stand out, because now we're in an era where all the women look alike. And I think we're kind of getting away from that now because everybody's not looking like a carbon copy of another person. Like, we're starting to get a lot more variety in the game, like where you got Doechii on one hand, but then you got Coi Leray on the other hand. And then you have your Cardi B's, which are necessary. And your Lottos are like, all of it is necessary when you can have a whole bunch, and just find yourself and what you want to be doing. Like I said, if that's your subject matter, cool. But understand what comes with it and get your business straight from the jump. Everybody wants a female artist now, and everybody feels like their way to the top is through a female artist because they are running the game. Be very mindful of your business, who you're around, and who you hire around you. Be very mindful of that. It just sucks because you have to do more than the male artist.
Yes, absolutely.
You have to do more. You require more. There's glam.
Right.
You have to look a certain way. You have to be on at a certain time. You're going to get hate from all the other women. If you're a white artist, you're going to get hate from one side. If you're a black artist, you're going to get hate from everywhere else. Like, you have to be able to navigate through this business with thick skin and understand exactly where you want to go. And like I said, learn the business, learn how you need to make your money, and become a boss. Like, boss up, like how you saying, like, how do they need to boss up? Just learn the business, be deliberate with what you want to do, learn the business, and boss up from there. And you can have a very successful career. And also too, at the end of the day, be dope.
That's a big part of it.
Be dope, because if you're not dope, then you're just not dope.
I feel like you have to absolutely set the tone early. Mm-hmm. Because people will treat you how you allow them to treat you. Mm-hmm. So you have to, and this was a learning lesson for me, because when I came to Atlanta, I wanted everybody to like me. I wanted to be everybody's friend. But that gave, going back to too many people having access to me. And then a lot of dudes were trying to, and I didn't like that. Now I'm like on the complete opposite spectrum. I set that tone immediately when I met a new person that this is business. We're not going to date. We ain't going to have sex. None of that.
At all. And there's a really popular female artist that a lot of people know. And I'm not going to put her name out there because of what we talked about. Her thing, and the reason why I kind of, y'all went in on the whole thing about being very deliberate. She said, the one thing the women aren't talking about the most is how that energy affects their mental.
It does.
To where it's literally a depressing thing, because now you get looked at as a figure, and you get looked at as somebody who just is, you get looked at as an object.
Yes, exactly.
And like she was like, your human element gets stripped down so much, because the way people come at a woman, they're more apt to come at a woman than they wouldn't say that to a dude. To the thug dude.
Yeah, exactly.
They won't just say whatever they want to say to him, because they feel like, okay, that could come with problems, it could come with an issue. With women, they just feel, men and women just feel like they can just come at women certain ways.
Talk and that's to not them all any people. Kind of way.
Talk to them any type of way. So that can weigh on you, and understanding that you're mental. Without that, you cannot navigate through this game. Period.
That is a fact.
Period.
But I feel like you can turn that around.
Yeah.
You can turn that around. It might take a while, and you might piss some people off, because now I went from the side of wanting everybody to like me to people having all this access to me and dudes coming at me and this, that, and the third, to now where people are like, oh, you're mean. No, I'm not mean. I just set the tone early, because we are not going to date. We'll never have sex with each other. We're not going to be texting at midnight. I don't even want you to have my phone number.
Right.
Slick.
Right.
I tell people hit me on Instagram like, what's your number? I'm like, what do you need my number for? Oh, I just want to have, no. There's voice chat on Instagram.
You can talk to me.
Talk to me here.
Yep.
Because you can tell when people are trying to take it another route. Now, if I feel like this person is truly trying to handle business, boom, we can get on the phone.
Right.
But when they start the conversation off, hey, beautiful, you're never going to get my number.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It's like I said.
It's such a turnoff.
You have to be so deliberate in how you want to be perceived. I can't really, and more times than not, because like I said, with artist development, it used to be so hidden.
Yes.
You're developing in front of everybody now.
Yes.
Like
exactly.
when you're posting, like if you look at somebody, and if you don't think that you're developing in front of everybody, look at your post from 2015 and then look at them now. You have been developing in front of people in real time.
Yes.
So at that stage, they probably can't talk to you like that here.
Right.
But they felt like they could talk to you like that here. So what happens in these years before you got here? You've had to deal with so much traffic, and now because people have access to you, you post the wrong good-looking picture. Now your DM is flooded.
Yes,
and that's and that can be a very, very heavy thing. And I've seen female artists just decide that they don't want to do this anymore. Like they just quit.
Yeah.
Because that was too heavy for them.
It becomes too much. One of the best things Instagram ever did was put the request on there. Like, I don't have to accept your message.
Right.
I can see it, but you don't know I seen it.
Exactly.
And what I utilize that restrict option a lot.
Yes.
A lot. I don't necessarily want to block you, but I'm going to restrict you. That way, if you send me these messages and I don't want you to know I seen it, you'll never know that I seen it because you are now on you're restricted. You're on my restrict list. We have to set them boundaries.
Have to set those boundaries. And also, if you have to use that button, like we said, that button is free.
It's free.
Block these people out of your life.
Send them to the block party.
Because I mean, and plus, like, you got to think if you, I don't typically, I won't. It's the most transparent. I won't typically manage an ugly artist. So, because I understand how visual everything is right now.
Perception.
So some of these DMs that my artists that I've managed, like on the female side, some of the stuff that they actually receive is absolutely crazy. That's why I say use the block, but I mean absolutely crazy. They get pictures that they didn't want to get.
Me too.
They get like, it's just,
and I'm not even young.
It's crazy, man.
I had a dude recently sent me some very unsolicited dick pics. Of course, I immediately blocked him, but I'm just like, what makes people think that that's okay? I didn't ask you for that. I don't want to see that.
Access.
It's that access.
It's access. It's you couldn't send that to Whitney Houston.
Exactly.
You couldn't send that to Mariah Carey.
Right.
You had no access.
Exactly. Social media has given people so much.
It's so much access, and it's access and audacity.
It's
the two A's. Like they have access and audacity, and those two together. Access and audacity is a recipe for disaster with everyone. With everyone, like if like it's a bad combination, man.
Man, listen, I have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. Any artists that are interested in working with you, maybe not management level, but you know, to consultation or something with whatever it is, what type of services are you offering right now outside of management?
I do consultations.
Okay.
I do consultations now. I'm very, very selective right now.
Gotta be.
Especially because I have so much on my plate as far as like a lot of artists that we're working with right now as far as the writing and things of that nature. But you can always reach me at, the band director _ on social media and ask me any questions. Now, time, like I said, my time is so precious, and my time is something that I'm working on making sure that I keep a lot of it for myself and my family. So just make sure that it's about something that makes sense and not just a hey, I get this all the time. Hey, I want to get in the studio. I want to get a song. I want to work on something. I want to get in the studio. And I'm like, it don't work like that. Like it does not work like that.
You almost made me melt with that, because what grinds my gears is when they jump in my DM and say, let's work. What are we working on?
What are we working on?
Like, honestly, most of the times I don't even respond to that, because if you can't be intentional with me on what you want to do, you can see on my page what I do.
Right. And my thing, don't be combative. Like, so if there's anything like where don't be combative, or don't start a conversation based off of something, and you feel like that conversation is going to then turn into, oh no, we should work together, because now you've actually just pretty much pissed me off. But don't be combative, and understand that how you see your career, I might not necessarily see it like that, because I look at things in a more of a detailed way. Like, for instance, and if you think about it like this, like if you see in the morning a big yellow vehicle carrying kids, what do you see? What is it that you see?
Like a school bus with kids. Yeah.
A school bus, right?
Yeah.
So you see a school bus. I see kids going to school. We saw the same thing.
Right. But we perceive it differently.
We perceive it totally different. Now, my perspective is kids going to school. So now it's like, wonder what neighborhood they actually came from. What school is that going to? how many kids have got free lunch on the bus, and how many kids done packed their lunch in? All this, I'm going a little bit more in detail.
You're dissecting it.
So I will start dissecting things. And I'm not just going to look at it as the school bus. We're both right.
Yes.
We're both right. There's no wrong answer.
Right.
You saw exactly what I saw. I just went internally. So I will actually do that. So if you come in my DM, I'm going to probably, before I even respond to you, I'm going to probably go to your page and see this. So I don't just see that it's an artist. I want to know what type of artist it is. I want to know what what type of music you do. If you want a song, just because you sing doesn't mean that you can record.
Right.
Have you ever done this before? Are you looking for me to just be somebody to build you up from? Because for me to actually build, there's artists, of course, I do enjoy finding artists and helping develop them from the ground up. I love doing that, but I have to be interested in that. And that's few and far in between. So have you done this before? Do you have a passion for this? And once again, be deliberate. If I go to your page and I'm like, I've seen this person before because there's 100 of this type of person, then we're not gonna really rock. But you can reach out to me.
Tell them one more time your Instagram.
The band director _ the band director _ on
but come
Instagram
correct.
and TikTok. But please come correct. And also too, if you ask me questions about wanting to do things and have access to the things that I have access to, and the room, you want to be in the rooms that I have access to, and all of these things, understand I'm going to ask you questions too.
Absolutely.
And those questions might not be you might not have the answer to those questions. So.
That's so funny. I do that. I'm going to give you a quick example. So like with my internet radio stations, artists will jump in my DM and they'll be like, well, how many monthly listeners do you have? I'll come back and ask them, well, how many do you have? I don't hear it. I guess crickets after that. So you want to be all in my business. But when I ask you, okay, guess what? I can go to your Spotify and see you got 2 monthly listeners.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, I can.
it's crazy work.
I can. And it's a, like this game is like, this game is all about numbers.
Yeah. Which can be super fluffed.
Which all these numbers can be super fluffed. And just, like I said, be willing to be a student.
Yeah.
To the game. Like there's people that I have that I can call right now, and I just call them for certain knowledge.
Right.
Because I want to keep learning. Like I want to learn, and if I don't know something, like I said, I want to figure it out. And I'm not beyond being, taught and learning anything like that. So just be a sponge. And, I understand everybody initially thinks that they're dope and everybody feels like they need a shot. But everybody does not deserve a shot.
Absolutely.
And this, like I said, in music, people think that they call it like dream killing. So they think that you're kind of downplaying somebody when you're just like, but no, you probably don't deserve a shot, because I could probably play basketball really good. I can't go try out for the Hawks. I don't deserve a shot with the Hawks. I don't. I'm 40 and my knees don't work the same. My knees don't work the same. I don't deserve a shot with the Hawks. No matter, yes, I can play, but doesn't mean that I deserve a shot. Just because you do music does not mean that you deserve a spot and the spotlight. And this is the only place where people take that, they get upset when you say that. They get mad and they feel like you're crushing their dream. But every dream is not a calling. Just because you dream it, it's not a calling. You can dream whatever you want to dream, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's your purpose. That doesn't mean that that's your calling. That doesn't mean that that's something that it's going to manifest itself in your life, because you, like I said, you can dream of being on stage, but if you have no talent, that dream is just a dream.
It's just a dream. And
a dream is only a thought unless it's followed.
Man, you have really put some good dreams and knowledge out there today. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you always. We family for life.
This is always fun. We actually have to do this at least once a year. Like if y'all haven't really
or
realized
more than that.
We do. Yeah, we need to probably do a couple times. Or
I honestly, the amount of time I've spent with you off camera and on camera today, I haven't spent that amount of time with none of my guests, and I can't remember how long.
Me.
That's what makes you the industry's most wanted. Tell them.
Industries.
Come on now.
Most.
Nah, for real. Because it's far and few in between. In between it, you find people like you and I, where we literally have history together.
Yeah, I use you as therapy.
Yeah, you my therapy session too. Absolutely. Thank you for being here.
No problem at all.
We out of here, y'all.
Absolutely.